Like I said, man, I play in a metal band too, and when you're doing those really fast tom fills, you can't hit.
Like completely
Kind of like along the lines of a wet dog.
Yeah. Like a snare, a hi-hat, and well, I mean, a beer.
Really?
And not enough to go around.
How many do you have?
And I'm gonna need to get a new snare drum. Or I just. But yeah. How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Awesome. Well, why don't you introduce yourself for the world here?
I'm Brent. I play the bass.
I'm Keith. I play guitar.
And I'm Nick. I play drums.
All right. Well, welcome you guys. And who are we missing tonight?
We're missing Corey, our vocalist, and Tom, our guitar player, and Dan, our DJ.
Oh, there's a lot of you guys.
Yeah, there's 6.
It's half a band right here.
So who's the spokesperson for the band? Is it the vocalist?
Keith talks usually more than any of us when we sit down and do something like this.
I feel bad for that, but I don't really care.
Oh, well, no, that works out well because the vocalist didn't show up. I was going to say you need to fire him since he didn't show up as the spokesperson. So, guys, tell us a little bit about your music because I know myself and everyone else, we don't know that much about you. What can you tell us? Who are you? What do you do? What inspires you?
Well, with the vision of this band, like we all like something different, and we didn't want to be like the same thing over and over and over again. So, like we just take all our influences and pack them together, and we have our sound from that, I guess.
So, who are some of your influences?
Mine are like Chevelle and Breaking Benjamin, and like modern mainstream rock. What do you guys think?
I like Tool and Incubus and. I don't know. Because if you want to ask me, I would have known of like 50 bands. But
no, that works. Tool and Incubus, man, good groups. I dig those.
Say like Breaking Benjamin, Seven Dust. I listen to a lot of metal nowadays, so yeah, definitely a lot of metal though.
No, I've seen Seven Dust in concert several times. Cool dudes. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting what's his name, Lejean? I don't remember. I haven't met him. He's a cool cat. But yeah, cool group. So tell us a little bit more about what you guys have coming up. I know you got the new CD coming out in July, as well as a big show in July. And can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we got a 6-song EP coming out July 10th, and then the same day we go and play Blackstock, which a lot of people know is the old Valerium, but we're playing there on July 10th as well.
And that's in the old city of Knoxville, Tennessee, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of like a big CD release party that everybody needs to be at. That way it's going to be the greatest, biggest thing you guys do in the foreseeable future.
It'd be really awesome to see the main floor full if we can get it, but
yeah,
we'll just see what happens.
So that's July 10th at what used to be the Valerium. What's it called now?
Blackstock is what it's called now.
Blackstock, and that's in the old city of Knoxville, Tennessee. So everybody definitely come out and check out Jealous Leeches for that awesomeness that will go down. What else can you tell us about your band?
Well, we got a DJ, which is kind of cool. I mean, Dan was a friend of ours, and Corey is our singer. We was talking about influences. Corey's a big punk rocker type. You know, he likes a lot of punk rock.
Like old punk rock, like Sex Pistols and stuff like that.
No, like the good punk rock.
Yeah,
like Melvin's is probably
his favorite band, I think, ever.
Yeah.
If anybody knows who that is.
Yeah.
So real rock music,
Wayne
really.
Stanley from
Oh, Alice in Chains, that's a big one for him.
Oh yeah, you guys are about to make me mad not knowing the band name for that.
Well, I think he was actually talking about Lane Staley with the singer. He's a big influence on him. I don't even know what Tom likes. Tom is a complicated dude.
He's not complicated. He likes just about anything. Any kind of music.
He'll find something to like about, like you put a song on the radio, on like a CD player, and he'll be like, I like that part. Like, he's probably the most diversible listening guy when it comes to any kind of music listening genre.
What was the word you just used?
Diversible?
Diversible.
Wow.
It's
We
the
just
new
invented a
word.
word.
There you go.
That's my word, man.
We'll take it. Well, this has been Jealous Leeches with us. They're going to be with us all night tonight, and we'll get with them more. We'll hear more of their tunes as we go on. So now we're going to jump into something kind of the complete opposite side of the tracks than Jealous Leeches, and this is Katie Puckett with Good Fight. And that was Jealous Leeches with their tune Apathy, and Jealous Leeches are in studio with us right now. Guys, what can you tell us about that tune?
We actually were going to keep that tune, actually. We went and recorded, and it was actually one we were going to scrap, and ended up keeping it after we heard Corey sing over it, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, all right. Well, so tell me a little bit about your recording process. You went in, I know you recorded at Brimstone Recordings down with the great Odell Bromett.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. He's really, really patient.
Yeah, Odell's probably one of my most favorite engineers of all time. Engineer, producer.
Pretty easy guy to work with.
Yeah, he's super easy to work with. He's put up with a lot from us, like just trying to do things over and over. Because we didn't use any kind of well, the only thing we did, I'm gonna be honest, like the snare sounded like crap.
Yeah.
So like
we blended our snare with another snare, but everything else, the drums were all real. The vocals had no
Kick drum was real.
everything was real, but the vocals didn't even have any auto correction on them. So we spent a long time on vocals and things like that. But he's so patient with you, especially because we like to experiment. So he was really cool about letting us do that and not rushing or anything. He's a really patient guy.
So when you guys go to record, do you try to do it all in one take, or are you kind of like, oh, we got this part, we need to punch and do this part?
that's the way we pretty much do it. I mean, if we have like if we're feeling like we can get all the way through the song, sometimes we'll try to just make it through a bunch of parts at once. But we usually just punch in each section.
And everything's separate. You go and do the drums for about a week, and then do the guitars and layer those, and you do it section by section, and make sure it's all perfect and pretty.
So we have 3 songs on this demo that you brought in tonight, but how many songs altogether would you say you're working on right now?
6 are going to be released in July, but we actually have another CD that's almost done too. That's going to be released later, hopefully later this year. It's got 7 on it, so that's what, 13 in all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So a full album now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in 2 sections. We're releasing 2 different ones, but it's in essence a whole album.
Now, what is your principle on releasing 2 separate ones opposed to 1?
So like we wouldn't have like a flood of songs all at once, so everybody can kind of, we can release some at a time without just having 13 songs all at once and then everybody waiting a year before we have anything else.
No, that's cool. I like that idea. Yeah.
I'd like to spread it out so nobody gets bored with something really quickly, and gives us more time to write, so we ain't rushing something and put out like crappy stuff.
Now, in your writing process, how does that work? Do you have like kind of one primary songwriter that comes in and is like, hey, I got this to show you guys, and you build upon it? Or is it something where you all get together and go, okay, today we're going to write a tune?
We definitely don't have a formula. It's kind of like somebody comes up with an idea and we just kind of work from there.
Build off of it.
Yeah.
Continuously build off of it. Like, Brent is probably best if you just leave him alone in a room for about 12 hours, let him mess around with stuff, and all of a sudden you got this great masterpiece that he came out with. It's
6 minutes long, and
yeah.
I'm the same way though. I like to sit down by myself and then bring like a backbone to a song to everybody. And then there's some in the band that just like to jam and figure out what comes out of it if we get anything out of it.
But I mean, that's kind of like, I'm that way to an extent. It seems to me like that's kind of like a hit and miss formula, because of the fact that like when you sit in a room and you play with a bunch of people, like you're gonna get a very, very large sum of unstructured music, and it's just gonna sound like crap. So, but I mean, there's like one riff and be like, oh, I like that riff.
Well, that's how a song starts, though.
That's usually how the beginning of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real wrong formula to go about.
It's just whatever works comfortable for that particular person, I guess.
Well, in fact, I think it's bad that you start sticking to a formula and you start sounding
exactly
monotonous.
the same.
Yeah.
So how long have you all, and by you all I mean you 3, been working together as far as songwriting is concerned, or musical composition?
Well, actually, Nick is a little late to these. Like, we already had these songs recorded on the next CD that we have and the one we have right now. But we're working on songs right now with him. Yeah. So like he's a part of it now, but on the ones, unfortunately, like he does his own thing when we play him live. But.
So Nick is freeloading on the songs.
Exactly.
Kind
of,
recording.
sorta,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's just hanging out. Like, hey, ladies, you know, I am the drummer for this band. I don't have to do
Nick is an
anything.
amazing drummer, by the way. I'll say that.
Yeah, if anybody is listening to this and you're going to come to a show, like we do a segment in the show where Nick does a drum solo, and it is probably the most attention-grabbing part of the whole show. So like, he's an amazing drummer, but like it sucks that he couldn't be with the writing process. It was just us two, me and Brent, and our singer that wrote a lot of it and recorded it with help from a friend that drummed for us. But
Don't worry.
So they can see some killer drums on July 10th.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
In the old city of Knoxville, Tennessee, at the old Valerian place across the street from Barley's.
I'm no good drummer.
I'll tell you what.
Well, right now we're going to roll into another one of your all's tracks. Track 2 off of the demo you gave me. What can you tell us about this tune?
Candle was, I wrote that on a piano actually originally, and we just used it. It was one of the first ones we wrote for this first CD actually. It's been very aggravating to listen to it 400 times, but you know.
So what was your inspiration for writing?
I don't know, I was just doodling actually. Honestly, I was just on a piano just working and stuff, and it came out, and then I did it on guitar and thought it sounded cool. And Brent had a rhythm, and that was the rhythm we used in the back, and the lead was what we wrote on piano, and we built it off of that, and it just sounded cool, so we thought we'd stick with it.
Awesome. Well, here it is, a cool sound by Leeches. This is Candle. Alright, welcome back to Josh's Underground Music Show, and once again we are here with the Jealous Leeches from Jamestown and Oneida, Huntsville, Scott County, Tennessee. Guys, what more can you tell us that you have going on?
Really the big one right now is that July 10th show at Blackstock. If we can get as many people out there as possible, that'd be great.
And that's in the old city of Knoxville, Tennessee, so all our Knoxville listeners and surrounding people in Nashville, I know you're listening. Drive to Knoxville for July 10th. A great show at the old Valerian place is what I say, because I didn't know they changed, and I doubt other people have. Blackstock.
Why did they have to do that anyway?
I think they changed it because something about like alcohol laws or something that Valerian was like breaking, I guess, shut them down, and then another person bought them out and changed the name. But yeah, they changed the name like 3 months ago or something like that.
Shenanigans. It's always shenanigans. Just to mess with you.
Speaking of shenanigans, we got our drummer caught playing a video game before we came on here. It was like 20 seconds. He's sitting there playing like race cars.
I know. We should kick him out.
I know.
We're talking on the radio.
Hey.
Get out of here. Get out of my booth. Just go. I'm just playing. You can stay, but you got to talk now. Tell us your life story. So you come from up around in Michigan, around Detroit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
The end. There you go.
The end, exactly.
He
Yeah.
didn't do much there. He said Michigan and Detroit suck. I mean, that's not my words. That's his words. So Jealous Leeches, Nick. He claims they suck. So.
I'll tell you a little bit about Michigan. Michigan, there's a whole lot more going on than there is around here. You can never sit in your house and be bored. I'll tell you that much.
Why is that?
Because there's just so many things to do out there. Like,
people break in. That's why you're not bored.
it's not all bad. I mean, whatever you hear people talk about, I mean, only a portion of it's true. It's like, you say something on one side of the classroom, for an example, it's going to be turned around into something that it's really not. So, but
yeah, craziness.
Like you can go ride golf carts, mini golf, whatever.
Where's
you
this
know.
going?
I don't understand where it's going either. Like,
Okay. Well,
Michigan is awesome. There's all kinds of
you
stuff.
can golf in Michigan. You can do all kinds of stuff. Mostly golf. Though.
Like, okay, there's like mini golf, and then inside of this mini golf thing, there is like, you can ride golf, like go-karts, all kinds of stuff, dude. Like,
oh wow.
So it was like going to Dollywood.
That's
Yeah,
Shorts
right
like
there
going
on
to
the main
Dollywood.
strip. Like you see how
It's
we
like
got
living in
Walmart.
Dollywood.
The most impressive thing that this town
What's
has
sad
is
about
a
that is
Walmart.
like you can golf in Oneida. I don't understand where that was going. Like,
Okay, well let's break off of this and the towns and what they have and don't have, because we can split hairs all day. But I do have a question. You guys, I want to know something, and I ask all of my guests this, and it's called a gig story, or what we coined it here on the show.
Oh, well,
We
got
have
so
What I
many.
would like to know is your favorite moment from a performance live, and it could be something inspirational, beautiful. I prefer hilarious, but whatever it is that you all kind of stands out in your mind from performing live, doesn't have to be with this band. It could
Does it have to be
any-
positive?
What?
Well, no, I don't want to say anything negative because the person, the people
Yeah,
that help do it.
you know,
I
don't
don't-
trash anybody.
I'm not. I don't.
I
want
got
to.
a story that I'll tell you guys.
oh,
All right, let's hear it. This is.
We were playing a place called the Birdhouse, and I remember he's probably 11 years old. And I got off. We're done playing at this point, and this little 12-year-old or 13-year-old, maybe 11, I'm not sure. I'm not very good with age, but he walked up to me and he was like, "Here's, autograph my stick," and I was just like, "Wow, man, this guy, he really thinks something of me." I mean, I don't think of myself with a big head. Everybody thinks I'm a really good drummer and everything. Like, I don't go bragging about it. I don't go boasting that out there. Like, I know a lot of people that do that, and I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Where's your...
Well, as a drummer, tell me this: what's your favorite time signature to play in?
4/4 is probably the easiest.
Well, yeah, but that's not what I asked. What's your favorite?
My favorite... I really don't have a favorite time signature.
See, mine's 5/4.
Really?
5/4.
Yep.
mine's 7/8, which is also 3/4. So there you go.
I like triple meter as well.
Oh, now we're getting all complicated. We just like 4/4. How about
I
that?
got a gig story. The GameStop show. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, GameStop was cool. We
Because
played.
nobody was there to hear a band, and everybody got a positive reaction out of everybody. Everybody was just there to get Black Ops. It was a Black Ops release party. And there was like 3 bands there. Sorry, I'm not talking to you.
They went nuts, that's for sure.
Well, there was like we played Black Ops, the Black Ops release party at GameStop in Knoxville, and there was over 300 people there, which is for us was cool, And we were outside, and it was freezing, but everybody was cool about it anyway. It was like 40 degrees maybe out there and raining,
Oh,
and everybody
perfect.
was
It wasn't
everybody.
raining. It was just like wet from where it had been raining.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody went crazy, and there was a lot of good reactions out of that. And then we played a show here last month, I guess.
Oh my God, the conditions were terrible.
The
but
conditions were rough, but I mean, that crowd was awesome. Like, we didn't really have much of a stage to play on.
It was a
but-
trailer.
It was, well, but
was
the
a
crowd
trailer.
could
Hey,
easily.
trailers are beautiful stages in the right setting.
Hey.
There was only enough room for us to put a drum set on
trailer.
there and guitar amps, and then there was like, I guess it was kind of cool for me because I was up.
He was up off the
above
ground. We were in the
everybody.
grass where it was wet. But like on the last song, "Candle," which you played earlier, like we closed the show with that, and we got everybody to come and it surrounded the band and start jumping, and people are like fondling each other, and
What?
it was weird, but it was awesome.
I heard a fondling story earlier today, and this seems like the perfect moment to tell it. And I'm not going to say the person who, but a person very close to me went to the Bonnaroo Music Festival and snuck in, jumped the fence to get in. Super cool cat, love this dude. But he found himself some exciting things to enhance his experience at Bonnaroo, I will say. And he was dancing in the Centeroo area, and said he had this girl come up to him and was going all crazy, and he's looking at her and said, "Well, she has a young face, but that's fine." Doesn't think anything of it, keeps going. Looks, goes, "Well, not feeling out too much, but that's okay." And then he gets to thinking about it, steps back and goes, "Whoa, this is a teenager," and runs away. But that was my fondling story. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
That's okay. What's I know you're a musician too. What's like?
Oh, just turn around.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
be a
turn it
flip-flop
around.
interview.
I'm gonna turn it around. I'm
There
gonna
you
get him. What's your worst experience playing a show ever? What was the
Oh, worst experience I could tell you was actually not too long ago. I went up to Richmond, Kentucky to play a two-nighter, and it was a Friday and Saturday night, and I had a 3-hour gig each night. Friday night, we went through, didn't go so hot. You know, we played our songs, and we, like my bass player and drummer live in Nashville, so they had to drive all the way up separate, and then they come up, and of course I'm there with the guitar player who lived with me here. Saturday rolls around and the bass player gets up and goes, well, I'm going to bail. I'm going back to Nashville. So we couldn't play the gig Saturday night. Had to go and, you know, my name and everything jerked through the trash. So, fantastic.
Oh, wow.
But that's mine. But I tell you what, we're going to roll into another tune right now. I got the phones ringing. I'm going to check it out. But right now, King Devil with Pepper.